G'day, John Scott here for WrestleLine and Turnbuckle TV with none other than Dean Allmark, and we just see you out there. Great victory for you. How was that match against Nathan Cruz?
It was a tough match. I'll be honest, I've been wrestling Nathan Cruz like on and off for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. Every time we go in there, it's just an absolute war. So yeah, he's one of the upcoming stars, you know what I mean? He's still like a young veteran, but like, to me, he's still like a young dude. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you was going like your pace and everything's very fast, but also very methodical. And what I liked about it was a lot of logic during the match, which I appreciate just as a bit of an old school fan, just a preference of my own. What is the feel like for All Star compared to maybe some of the other promotions that you've worked in? What stands out differently with an All Star show?
I've wrestled all over the world. Like, I've been to Japan, I've wrestled in America, obviously wrestled on the indie scene in the UK, but unless you've actually been to like an all-star show, like in a theatre, like there's just no atmosphere like it. It's like, it's a family show, but the atmosphere is really unique. You won't find this anywhere else in the UK. Yeah,
I've got to second that, because I haven't been to an all-star show for like about 4 years. And coming in where I've been around a lot of other promotions, I've got to say it does have its own uniqueness, but it's kind of like, it's a bit magical, if that sounds, without sounding a bit too out there, but it's kind of something special about it, just the way the layout is, and obviously here it's just one side with a crowd, which I think makes all the difference. Talking about like your past and all your opponents, I always ask everybody this, getting into wrestling, who was your sort of like people that you're sort of inspired by? Because I know when you grow up as a fan, you appreciate things differently than when you start training as a wrestler. You see things differently in the ring. Who were some of those people for you?
Well, obviously, growing up, like the first wrestling there was shown by my granddad was like the WWF,
right?
Around about like the 1990 period. So obviously, the first one that stands out was Mr. Perfect. I don't know what it was, even though he was the bad guy. I really liked him. And then going on, like to growing up as like a teen, I used to go to tape traders and get tapes, VHS tapes they are, but yeah, I used to go to tape traders, spend like £100, like the tapes like a $5 each, and
big things back then.
I used to get like wrestling from all over the world, like Japanese wrestling, Mexican wrestling, and I was really a big fan of like the New Japan Juniors. Justin Timberlake always stood out as like one of my favourites, and in 2013 actually got to wrestle Liger, so that was a big honour for me, and that led to me going to Japan like the year after. So yeah, it was trippy, trippy trip, you know. And
obviously you're around the UK scene quite a bit now. What is your take on the British wrestling scene? Because when I ask some people this, some wrestlers are a little bit like, well, the whole Brit Rest Fest is finishing, it's ending, it's doom and gloom because of NXT UK. But some other people say no, it's still in the boom period. It's just that due to social media, we're just kind of getting all this back sort of negative stuff with it and the vibe. But for someone obviously in the trenches, you work it all the time, you've been around locker rooms, what is the vibe from your perception?
First of all, as a performer, I've been doing this 20 years in January, and like, it seems to be a boom for me because I seem busier than I've ever been, ever. There is a lot of wrestling out there. Obviously, social media, you scroll and you see wrestling clips. It might put people off like watching like whole shows because they're like, oh, I've seen this clip, I don't need to watch an entire show. But for me, I think it's a boom period. Most shows that I go to now, the quality of the wrestlers on the shows are like top notch. Like, I go to a show and I come out thinking, wow, that was a really good match. Whereas like maybe 15 years ago, it was tougher to find like really good pros to actually wrestle with. So, but the NXT UK, I think it's good for the UK scene on the whole. Obviously WWE doing their on-demand thing, it was like, it brings back the dads showing their kids the cool stuff that we used to watch, like I do with myself and my kids. So yeah, I think wrestling's a thing that's passed down in generations, and I think it always will be, but yeah, I think it's definitely booming right now.
Cool. And yourself, like, I mean, you said you've been in the business now for 20 years, what a feat to still be going and carrying on. What are your goals? Do you do them like just every year, or do you just take it as it comes at this stage? What is your ultimate goals at the minute to get to, or do you just set small ones?
So for me personally, it's as I'm getting older, I started training when I was 15, had my debut when I was 16. So at this stage, it's about keeping healthy, trying to keep up with like the younger guys like Nathan Cruz and the younger guys that you'll see like tonight, you know, and just stay injury free. This is my full-time job, so like it's about just going in there and keeping going, really, you know. So like, there's no real goal. It's literally just doing what I've been doing for the last 20 years, but like ever improving. You know, every match I have, I want to learn from and just continue to evolve. You know, I'm not going to be one of the wrestlers that's going to be the same me in 10 years. You know, I'm going to be totally different as I was 10 years ago. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Where can we catch you for those people that want to follow you on social media?
Okay, social media is Instagram, Twitter. I've got a Facebook.
The links down below.
A Facebook fan page. All Dean Allmark. There's very many Dean Allmarks in the world, so shouldn't be much trouble. The half-naked guy.
Thank you very much, and great win.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, man.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.